Hello, YouTubers. Joe Kersey here. Today, on Saturday, May 18th, at about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I, I wish to tell you the tale of a somewhat failed, uh, truncated adventure. Uh, well, it wasn't all that truncated, actually, come to think of it. Um, my good buddy Mike was going to go plow with his draft horses. He's got three of these draft horses, Belgians or Percherons. Well, big draft horses. And he's going to do it up at Malabar Farm. They're having a plowing competition. And he said, "You ought to come watch this." I said, "Well, that sounds like something I'd like to do." And, he's invited me to these things before, and I've, for various reasons, haven't been able to do it. And I thought, well, I'd probably do that this weekend. And I tried to get my son and grandson to go and daughter-in-law to go, but they didn't go or want to go. I don't know. They may, as the story unfolds, they may have gone, and I don't know. So Paul and I duly, well, it was raining. It was raining this morning, and you look on the radar and you check the computer and the this and the that, and well, after about an hour, then it seemed that up in the Mansfield area, it was letting up. So we decided to go. And indeed, as it turned out, a little farther north than we are, it turned out to be a very nice day. And, well, as it is now here, too, but, it takes a while for these things to adjust themselves. So we're driving up 70. Well, first of all, I'm saying to myself, well, let's just see how to get there. Well, I sort of know how to get there. Take the freeway up to the 169 exit, and then you get on Highway 13 and go down a little bit, and then over. But that's so boring, isn't it? I mean, that's the freeway. It's actually a mile shorter than the route I selected, and it's considerably faster. But it's the freeway. And if you've ever ridden on I-71 north of Columbus, you're going to get beaten to death. So why beat yourself to death and your equipment to death? Go and have this wonderful drive by all of the farms that are in the various stages of planting. You can see all the various trees, which ones the ash beetles ate, which ones the ash beetles didn't eat. Occasionally you see a big spectacular beech tree, which is a real treat in any locale. And indeed we saw that. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. So I'd gone to Google Earth, and I had viewed the route on the map and flew around. I love that fly around feature. And apparently I didn't fly around quite enough, as it turns out. But then they print out all these directions, see? And it's all very detailed. And, it gives you how far to go and this, that, and the other. And I thought, well, this looks pretty clear. Now, admittedly, another example of a job half done. I didn't walk through each step on the actual fly-around map. No. I just said, well, I've been up in that area many times before. And I have been. No, I'll figure it out. It's intuitive. Plus, as a bit of a backstory, I have an uncanny knack, well, until today apparently, of essentially just being told, what I need to go to in a locale that I've never been to before, and I go right to it. I'm like a bee or a homing pigeon. I have no idea. I have no idea how it works. I let my mind go blank. I just go, and I arrive. It's never failed me. Never. Any country in the world I've been in, any place in the United States, It's never failed me. Well, today it didn't work. So, you get up and you take the high 95 and so forth, and it all seems very, it's all well marked. Well, a lot of it's well marked, and uh, they have this one instruction, and this turns out to be the culprit. And I'll read you the instruction. Turn left onto County Road 5. Okay, County Road 5. There's a sign. It should say County Road 5 or a name, and then in small letters underneath the County Road 5. County Road 5, Ohio 95. Okay, Ohio 95 East. That's what we've been on. Yes, we had been on that. Then, and Kennytown Road. All right. All of these were names I had seen. Well, except for County Road 5. But it says turn left onto. Turn left onto. Now, I submit that turn left onto implies, and it is reasonable to assume, that there's some sort of stop sign or stoplight or perhaps even a big yield sign, but it essentially requires you to come pretty much to a complete halt. Cast your eyes about from side to side and make a decision as to which way to go, straight, left, or right, or perhaps turn around and go back. Well, as it turns out, what they call a separate left turn is nothing more than a big curve in the road. A big curve in a well-marked road that did not appear to change its name, by the way, after the turn. So they have distances between these little intervals. See, they list all these little intervals, and see, and over here they've got the distances. I'm sure you all know this. I'm still a novice. But in any case, I was basing my, how long do I drive? How long do I drive? How long do I drive? Based on the distance intervals. And it seemed to me, based on what I took to be the various steps, that I had already driven way, 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 way too far. So, after, going more than the extra mile, believe you me, I thought, well, it's time to turn around and go back and we'll try it again. Maybe I missed something. Maybe they missed something. So we did that. Okay, well, essentially the same problem. So I thought, well, maybe what they're calling a turn or a thing I should have gone to, excuse me, is another thing. So I went another way. Well, then I ended up on State Route 13 and went right back to going back into Fredericktown anyway. It's like a big giant circle. Okay, so I said, well, we'll try it one more time, and then I said, well, when the fourth time failed, I said, well, it's just time to cut your losses and go home, because I'm much as I want to see this guy plow, I can't justify spending another hour or so trying to. Of course, I didn't ask anybody, did I? Well, I'm a guy. Guys don't ask, do they? No, they don't. Now, I had noticed there were two guys that were sitting on the front step of a fairly substantial brick house that, I'd driven past. Well, I ended up driving past 4 times. Now, the first 2 times, okay, you go up and then you go back. That's anybody can go up and go back past the same place, and somebody might notice, oh, now he's coming back. Well, so the third time, which I came in from the other direction, they hadn't seen me go back the other, so I mean, it's like, and I saw one guy nudge the other one and point at the truck. And so I thought on the way back, for the fourth time, I thought I'd have just turned in this driveway and asked these guys because they'll get a huge kick out of that because they've watched me drive back and forth on this thing.
As opposed.
Well, anyway, so no, I didn't do that, and well, see, and then I'll do. There's one more thing. See, so when we got home safely, thank the good Lord. And Paul was about ready to have some sort of urologic emergency. As was I actually, but not to the point that seemed he was really squirming against that side door there by the time we pulled in the drive. I yeah, I went in and got on Google Earth and I said, well, I want to look at every little detail, and I did, and the two there were two flaws in their instructions. They weren't wrong; they were just flaws in how they were presented. I already pointed out the one. It's not a separate turn; it's just a big curve. All right, and then the second one was. They give you these street names, but they never tell you the town in which they occur. Here's Main Street, North Main Street. Okay, that's in Johnstown. Should say North Main Street in Johnstown. Here's now is this turn right on the Main Street, but it should say in the town of Butler, i.e. implying that you go all the way into a town called Butler, which would automatically, even with the first mistake about the separate turn, would have alerted me to the fact that I hadn't gone far enough anyway, even though I thought I had. So, seeing as how YouTube and Google Earth are owned by the same outfits, maybe as they screen through this, they might just take note of that little critique. Otherwise, I love Google Earth. I mean, you fly around in it for hours. It's mesmerizing. Well, there it is. So we got home and we're sort of unlaxed enough now to settle back into what would be the remnant of a day. I doubt seriously I'm going to go back up there and try again tomorrow. This plowing thing goes on again tomorrow, but well, I'll get back. I'll get up there at some time. Well, it might be next year. Yes, actually, Paul says next year here. So, yeah, maybe. All right now. Bye-bye, YouTubers.